There is a silent window of time, usually late at night, when the rest of the world is asleep and you are sitting on the edge of your bed, bathed in the cold blue light of your screen. You didn't intend to stay up this late. You promised yourself hours ago that tonight would be different, that you would read, rest, or simply sleep. But your thumb keeps moving, flicking upward in an automatic mechanical rhythm. Or perhaps you are standing in front of the open refrigerator, staring at the shelves without being hungry, searching for something sweet or heavy to quiet a restless, humming anxiety in your chest. You feel a deep, frustrating sense of self-dislike. You ask yourself, why do I keep doing this to myself? Why can't I just stop? If this is familiar, if you recognize that immediate compulsive urge to soothe yourself with a screen, food, shopping, or any form of digital anesthesia, what you are experiencing is not a lack of willpower, a lazy brain, or a moral failure. According to the groundbreaking psychological work of Dr. Gabor Maté, your compulsive behaviors are not the problem. They are your desperate attempts to solve a problem. The scrolling, the binging, and the self-medicating are survival strategies, ancient biological coping mechanisms designed to protect you from a pain you do not know how to carry. Until you understand what your brain is running from, you will continue to fight your habits instead of healing them. This is not a guide on digital detoxes or time management apps. This is a journey into the somatic and neural pathways of your own survival, offering 5 compassionate, trauma-informed steps to reclaim your brain, quiet your nervous system, and finally, stop running from your own life. For decades, society has treated self-medication, doom scrolling, and binging as behavior disorders. We tell ourselves that we just need more discipline. We download screen time blockers, go on extreme diets, and make promises to ourselves on Sunday night that we break by Monday afternoon. When we fail, we interpret it as a personal defect. We ask, "What is wrong with you?" But Gabor Maté's clinical work consistently shows that if we want to heal, we must ask a much deeper question. What happened to you, and what are you running from? From a trauma-informed perspective, no one is born an addict or a compulsive consumer. We develop these habits because of how our brains were calibrated in our early environments. As children, we have a fundamental biological requirement for safe, attuned, and emotionally present caregivers. When we are distressed, we cannot regulate our own emotions. We need an adult to hold us, look us in the eyes, and help our nervous system return to a state of safety. This process is called co-regulation, and it is how the human brain learns that calm is safe. But if you grew up in an environment where your caregivers were stressed, distracted, emotionally unavailable, or volatile, your nervous system did not receive that vital co-regulation. When you felt overwhelmed, anxious, or lonely, you had to find external ways to self-soothe. Your young brain had to improvise. You discovered that eating sugar quieted your sadness. You discovered that retreating into a fantasy world or a book numbed your fear. You discovered that staying busy and achievement-driven kept you from feeling your own isolation. The body remembers what the mind was forced to forget. Your brain wired these external escapes to your survival centers. It learned that when the internal world is too painful, the external world must be used as an anesthetic. In the modern world, this wiring has been supercharged. Tech companies have built algorithms specifically designed to exploit this biological vulnerability. They offer an endless, frictionless stream of dopamine to a nervous system that is chronically starving for safety. This doesn't mean you're broken, it means your mind learned to protect you. Your scrolling and binging, that is not laziness. That is intelligence in service of survival, using whatever tools are available to quiet a dysregulated nervous system. Let us explore the 5 profound, practical steps to stop self-medicating and reclaim your brain. And the 5th step is the most challenging, yet most transformative pivot you will ever make. Before we explore the first step, consider this. The moment you try to stop a compulsive habit, The discomfort you feel is not the habit leaving your body. It is the pain you were trying to medicate, finally rising to the surface. The first step to reclaiming your brain is the practice of compassionate inquiry. The next time you find yourself reaching for your phone to scroll, or opening a browser to shop, or heading to the kitchen to binge, you must stop trying to fight the urge with sheer force. When you try to crush the impulse, you create an internal civil war. You scream at yourself, "Don't do this, you're ruining your life," which only floods your system with more stress hormones, making the urge to self-soothe even stronger. Instead of fighting, you must ask a quiet, curious question. What is this behavior giving me right now? Do not ask this with judgment. Ask it with the genuine curiosity of a scientist. Are you scrolling because you are actually interested in the content, or is the screen giving you a temporary distraction from a difficult task? Are you eating because your body needs fuel, or is the food giving you a warm, heavy sense of comfort that you are missing in your relationships? Are you binging a television show because you love the story, or is it numbing a quiet, terrifying sense of loneliness? According to Gabor Maté's framework, every compulsive behavior has a hidden payoff. It offers a brief relief from suffering, a temporary sense of control, or a momentary escape from emptiness. If you do not identify the payoff, you can never heal the habit. That craving? It is not an enemy. It is a highly specific arrow, pointing directly to the wound that is calling out for your attention. Once you identify what the behavior is trying to give you, you are ready for the second step, the physical interruption of the loop. The second step is the 10-second somatic intercept. Usually, the transition from feeling uncomfortable to self-medicating happens so fast that it feels completely automatic. You feel a microsecond of boredom or anxiety, and before you even register the emotion, your phone is already in your hand. Your brain has bypassed your conscious mind to secure its dopamine hit. To break this automated loop, you must build a physical gap between the trigger and the reaction. When you feel the pull to scroll or binge, do not tell yourself, "I can't do this." That restriction triggers your brain's survival alarm. Instead, tell yourself, "I can scroll in 10 seconds, but first I am going to take one breath and feel my body." Close your eyes for just 3 deep breaths. Drop your attention away from your thoughts and down into your physical form. Feel the soles of your feet on the floor. Feel the constriction in your throat, the tightness in your chest, or the vibration in your stomach. Notice how your muscles are bracing, waiting for the quick comfort of your distraction. Psychologists have observed that when we bring somatic awareness to an impulse, we shift the neural activity in our brain. We move out of the reactive, compulsive pathways of the basal ganglia and activate the prefrontal cortex, the area of the brain responsible for self-awareness, choice, and presence. You are showing your brain that you can tolerate the physical sensation of desire without immediately acting on it. This doesn't mean you're broken. It means your body is learning that tension does not always require an emergency exit. And as you sit in this gap, you will begin to feel the raw, unfiltered truth of what you have been running from, which brings us to a crucial moment of connection. If you are sitting here reading these words and realizing that you have spent years, perhaps your entire life, using screens, food, or busyness to run from a deep, quiet pain inside your chest, please take a brief moment right now to hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and share this video with someone else who is exhausted from running. And right now, in the spirit of absolute honesty, leave a comment with just one word that describes the feeling you are most trying to soothe tonight. Is it loneliness, stress, boredom, emptiness? Let us build a community of people who are brave enough to speak their truths out loud, together. Once you have stepped into this honesty, the third step will ask you to do the hardest thing of all, to stay with the feeling. The third step is de-escalating the pain. When you drop into your body during that somatic pause, you will likely encounter a very uncomfortable sensation. It might feel like a cold, hollow void in your stomach, a heavy sadness behind your eyes, or a vibrating electric anxiety in your limbs. Your immediate lifetime habit has been to run from this feeling. Your brain tells you that if you allow yourself to feel this emptiness or this grief, it will consume you. It will swallow you whole, and you will never recover. But from a trauma-informed perspective, the pain is not dangerous. It is just old. According to Dr. Gabor Maté, the discomfort you feel is the frozen emotional energy of your childhood finally waking up because your environment is quiet enough for it to speak. To de-escalate this pain, you must change how you relate to it. Instead of fighting the feeling, trying to make it go away, or treating it like an enemy, you must offer it unconditional hospitality. Imagine that the emptiness or the anxiety in your chest is a hurt, frightened child. If a child came to you crying, you would not scream at them to shut up, ignore them, or hand them an iPad to make them go away. You would sit with them. You would put your arm around them. You would say, "I am here. It is okay to cry. You are safe with me." You must speak to your own physical sensations with that exact level of tenderness. Put your hand over your heart or your stomach. Breathe into the tight spaces. Say to your own body, "I feel how anxious we are. I feel how lonely we are. It is okay. I'm not going to run away this time. I am going to stay right here with you." The body remembers what the mind was forced to forget. When you offer your pain compassion instead of condemnation, the alarm system in your brain begins to quiet down. Your amygdala realizes that you are no longer in danger, and the frantic urge to self-medicate naturally loses its power. You are not fighting your nature, you are comforting it. But once you have calmed the internal alarm, you must address the external structures that keep you locked in a state of depletion, which leads to the fourth step. The fourth step is restoring the somatic no. You cannot reclaim your brain if you are constantly allowing your life to be overcommitted, overstimulated, and overwhelmed. Many people discover that their scrolling and binging habits are at their worst when they are physically and emotionally exhausted. When you spend your day saying yes to projects you don't have the capacity for, pleasing people who do not see you, and ignoring your body's warnings to rest, your energy reserves are completely drained by evening. Your willpower is gone. Your nervous system is fried. In this state of total depletion, your brain has no capacity to regulate itself. It will automatically seek the easiest, fastest, and most intense dopamine hit available to keep itself from collapsing into a deep depression. Your self-medication is often the direct consequence of your self-abandonment. Not because something was wrong with you, because you have been using your body as a machine instead of treating it as a living organism. To heal your brain, you must learn to say no to the demands of the world so that your body has the resources to regulate itself. You must say no to the extra task when you are tired. You must say no to the social event when your body is craving quiet. You must say no to the relentless notification stream on your phone. That is not weakness. That is intelligence in service of survival, protecting your vital life force so that your nervous system can return to its natural baseline of calm. And once you have built this external boundary, you're ready for the fifth and final step, the deepest, most beautiful reclamation of your mind. The fifth step is safe co-regulation. We scroll, binge, and self-medicate because we are lonely. We are disconnected. We are living in a society that has substituted digital connection for genuine biological intimacy. Our brains were not wired to find safety in screens. They were wired to find safety in other human beings. When you are stressed, your nervous system is looking for a warm voice, an attuned gaze, and a safe, steady heartbeat to help it settle. When we do not have these things, we turn to digital anesthesia to simulate the warmth we are missing. But the screen is a poor substitute. It gives us dopamine, but it does not give us oxytocin. It keeps us connected, but it leaves us isolated. To reclaim your brain, you must actively seek out moments of safe, somatic co-regulation. You must find spaces and people where you can let down your guard and be seen in your true, unpolished authenticity. It can be a deep, honest conversation with a friend who doesn't judge you. It can be the quiet, safe presence of a pet curled up in your lap. It can be the slow, regulating rhythm of a walk in nature where the trees and the wind co-regulate with your tired spirit. It can be the physical, comforting weight of a hug from someone who truly loves you. These are not luxuries. These are biological necessities. Every time you co-regulate with a safe human, animal, or natural environment, you are rebuilding the neural pathways of safety in your brain. You are showing your nervous system that it doesn't need to scroll or binge to escape, because the world around you is finally safe enough to inhabit. You are not broken. You have never been broken. You are a human being who has spent a lifetime trying to navigate a highly demanding, deeply disconnected world with a nervous system that was designed for safety, simplicity, and love. Your scrolling, your binging, and your self-medicating are not proof of your failure. They are the living evidence of your survival. According to Dr. Gabor Maté, healing is not about achieving perfect self-control or becoming a highly disciplined machine. It is about a compassionate return to yourself. It is about looking at the part of you that wants to run, hide, and numb, and holding it with the same love, patience, and tenderness that you would offer to a frightened child. When you stop fighting your coping mechanisms and start understanding them, the internal war ends. You stop trying to force your brain to comply. You start offering it the safety it has been crying out for all along. This is slow, gentle, and quiet work. It will not happen overnight. There will be nights when you still scroll until 2 a.m. There will be days when you still eat to numb the pain. There will be times when you slide back into the old, familiar anesthesia. But the next day you will choose differently. You will feel the urge, take a deep breath, and feel the ground beneath your feet. You will look at your screen, say a gentle no, and turn it off. You will look at your loneliness, put your hand on your heart, and say, I am right here with you. We are going to be okay. With every choice, you are rewiring your biology. You are showing your nervous system that the storm has passed, the danger is gone, and you are finally safe enough to come home. The same brain that learned how to numb itself can learn how to be fully alive. You do not have to run anymore. You are allowed to stay.